My name is Kent Drummond. I've been here 25 years, if you can believe it. It's just flown by because I've been having so much fun. But really, I have been. And I teach in the College of Business, and so I'm in the Department of Management and Marketing. And I came here from the University of Texas in Austin. That's where I got my PhD. And that was in 1990, so here we are in 2015, and that's 25 years. And so it's been a long time. Yeah, I've taught several over the years. The one that I taught is initially is the one that all the freshmen take. So that's the freshman intro course where you're writing papers and we study kind of a great books curriculum. So it's the classics, starting with Greek and Roman, well, starting with the Bible actually, and then moving up. And so I taught that, enjoyed that a lot. Haven't done that in a while. Then I did one called On Broadway, which is really a lot of fun. Talking about all the different things that go on Broadway productions of different types. And we had the students do special projects, like we were going over to the dance studio to dance in different styles. It was just a lot of fun. So that was a great one. And right now I'm teaching one called Marketing Manhattan, where we really investigate how New York has come back from the ashes of 9/11 and reinvented itself, remarketed itself to it's a place that's better than it's ever been. A lot of fun to visit, and in 2 weeks' time we're going to visit it. So I'm taking the whole class to New York City for 5 days. So just amazing opportunities like that for honor students, and that's why I love teaching the honors program. Yeah, that's right. UT Austin, that was my doctoral degree. In 1976, before any of you were born, I went to Stanford University in California, and that took 4 years, so I graduated from there in 1980, and then went right on to an MBA degree, and that was at Northwestern University in Evanston, just outside Chicago, and so I was done with that in 82. And then I had like 4 years of corporate America experience, and I was in sales, and then I worked for a cosmetics company, and then I worked for the Yellow Pages out in the Bay Area. So I had kind of sales marketing related careers, and then I was going back to school primarily to become a consultant to teach people. I found in business there were such lousy communicators out there. They couldn't speak, they couldn't write, they couldn't run meetings, and I thought, hey, I need a PhD, but then I can make a killing, teaching these people how to do it. But then a funny thing happened when I went back to college. I realized how much I loved the classroom and just being on a campus, being around young people, and I said, no, I'm staying right here. And so I bought the academic life hook, line, and sinker. So I love it. No, never looked back, no regrets. And I graduated from there in 1990, and this is my first job. It's my first and only academic job. Very happy. I love the students, I love the energy, I love that interaction in the classroom. To me, that's just the most magical place where wonderful things can happen. And you're just sharing a lot of things about your life and their lives, and perspectives, and of course ideas and perceptions of the world. And usually I'm older than they are, always now, and so that's fun too to compare and see where they're at, and see the students change over the years. And in their breadth of experience, their travel. I always ask the question, well, how many of you have been outside the United States? And it used to be maybe 25%, and now it's like 60, 75%. So many more. So things like that. It's wonderful to see those changes. A lot to run through, but it's great. And seeing as I get older too, because when I came here, I was older than the students, but not much, and so then as I got married, had kids, all that, your perspective changed. Now my kids are, two of them are their age, your guys' age, so yeah, that changes your perspective too. So yeah, I love it. It's sustaining. It's the best job in the world. It is. It's fun. Yeah, it's liberating. You get to do whatever you want in the classroom. You can talk about anything. We can make it relevant, okay, to the subject in it. But it's just a lot of fun. Keeps you young too, being around the young people. Sure. always wrestle with that with the honors classes. They're not as big, and so straight lecturing isn't as appropriate probably. And it's more, you want to structure it almost closer to a graduate seminar where there's been a lot of reading, and then the question is how to cover it, you know. So I try to lecture to give some background, so a mini lecture maybe, and then make sure that the students are helping to lead discussion too. So we do have a lot of discussion. And I tend to not assign quite as much reading as some other teachers because I want to make sure we actually talk about the material, because that's a complaint that students have. Well, we read this whole book and you just mentioned it, you know, in passing. So I'm almost the other extreme. I assign a couple chapters and we're going to get up in pairs and talk about those chapters and what happened, you know. So I try to do more with less. That's my philosophy. Because I just hate to have people read a lot. We didn't do anything with it. Why'd you buy the book? Why didn't you assign it? So we read everything from cover to cover that we do have. And try to make the most of it. But that's a really good challenge. That's a good question. Is how to structure that. And in a small class like that, some people always talk more, and so you have to control that as well. And so yeah. Yeah, I think for the honors classes, the writing is very important. How you write and how you've been taught to write. And now that I'm teaching this class at kind of the senior level, I really look for that because if they've been through freshman honors, they went through a rigorous writing program. And so most of them by then are good writers, and that's what I look for. And then I look for how you comport yourself in the class and the things that you say. Are you talking just to talk, or can you really offer some good insights and play off some of the other students' comments? That's important too. That depends on the level of the class. You know, when I teach an intro class, I give them the answers. I do. I lecture and I say, okay, this is the discipline as we know it today. So marketing, which I teach the intro to marketing class, and I say, this is how it is. And so that's what they do. Now, as you get older, I feel it's more important to show them how to think about an issue and how to approach it and how to get to an answer. So more about the process rather than the destination. It's about the journey. So in this Marketing Manhattan class, I'm having each student choose a project that is in New York. It's a physical place that they're going to visit. So someone's doing the Central Park Zoo. Somebody's doing Lincoln Center. Someone's doing Coney Island. The roller coaster just got stuck there this weekend. So I'm glad she wasn't on it. But with each one, I'm saying, okay, how would you approach this? How are we going to figure out how you can gain all the information you can in a few days we're there? You know? And we throw it out to the class. You know, she's got this particular thing. There's one student doing a church in the middle of Wall Street. It's Trinity Church on Wall Street. So how are you going to find out how it works? Well, we're going to be there on a Sunday, so go to church, you know, and figure it out. Look around and talk to people. So, yeah. But I feel initially it's not enough. You can't throw people into the deep end and say, well, how am I going to think about marketing? No, I'm going to tell you how we think about marketing. And then we question it certainly along the way and say, is it the best way? Is it ethical? But I have to give them the outline of the discipline first. So I evolve as they do. Because, you know, it broadens your horizon. It broadens your thinking. It gives you more things to look at and consider and frankly talk about. Because on a job interview or in a relationship, you know, you spend a lot of time with people and you've got to be interested. You need to have things that you've done and talked about and thought about. And you don't want to be boring. So my class gives you a lot to talk about. And that's true of so many of the classes. And no, do you need them? Well, I think you do. And I think they make life a lot richer because of them. And I think that's true of the honors program overall. And our honors graduates are very interesting young men and women. And I love having them around. They're fun to be with. They're excited. They're interesting. And you got to keep your curiosity. Well, they've almost always been in English, and so the first one I really connected with was an English teacher in high school, and I had him as a sophomore, and then again as a senior. Gary Jones, we're still in touch. Love you, Gary. And he inspired me. And then when I got to Stanford, I had a wonderful English professor there named Ron Rebels, and he inspired me as well. Wonderful Shakespearean teacher. So he was great too. Remained a mentor for me, helped me out a lot, and then had a wonderful mentor in graduate school at UTS. I seek out these people. I'm very needy, you know. So, but that's good. It's good to be needy, I think, as long as you meet the right people. But I've been lucky because I did. And so, yeah, Robert Hopper was my last mentor, and he was a delightful man who taught me a lot and influenced many people. And so he's influences me to this day. So yeah, mentoring is really important. I advise anyone who's listening to this that always be on the lookout for mentors, because you need them your whole life. You really do. And then lo and behold, you're going to turn out and be a mentor to someone else. And how you were mentored really shapes how you mentor other people. But it's so important. That's how we get through life.